Previously on the Collins Show.
We will be tendering to Isle of Pines.
Well, we've had a big swim at the beach and we've played with our snorkels enough to kind of figure out how to use them, and now we're going to go on a tour on a bus around the island.
So what we do in our island, when people come to our island, we treat them like our family, okay? So don't be surprised if I call you cousin, uncle, auntie, but mostly I call people cousin.
Isle of Pines has 3 large wooden crosses on top of hills. These serve to mark the south, west and east of the island. Right now we're in the south. We're heading into the village of Val, which serves as something of a capital for Isle of Pines. November-December is a good time for growing mangoes here. This is where the mayor works. 3 flags are flying. The Isle of Pines flag on the right, the Kanak flag in the middle, and the French flag on the left. The mayor is also the chief of the island.
The high chief, the mayor, is just right here, in the green t-shirt.
Here's the post office. Kindergarten? A convent? And a pharmacy. The island has 2 doctors, 1 dentist, 3 nurses, and a midwife. The church in Val is called Notre Dame de l'Assomption. It was built in 1860 by convict labour. Mass is held here every Sunday at 9 a.m. This is the presbytery where the priest lives. This cross dates back to 1903. Bank with an ATM. A market, a war memorial, and the chief's house. It's common around here to hang fishing buoys for decoration. This is where the Catholic missionaries first landed on Isle of Pines. Most people on the island are Catholic. This monument is a representation of a traditional hut, like we saw in the museum at Noumea. The pole in the centre holds up the roof and is topped with a roof spear. This is where the fire is made. The carvings either side of the door represent the guardians. The posts represent the small chiefs. The pole in the centre represents the high chief of the kingdom. Here, at the centre, we see a statue of Jesus. This represents the change from the old religion, which encouraged polygamy and cannibalism, to Christianity, placing Jesus at the centre of their community and all things subservient to him. Personally, I found this symbolism quite moving. These posts are replaced every 30 years, and they're carving the next lot right now. We were lucky to see both the old and the new. This is the middle school. The kids are playing a soccer match, Isle des Pines versus Noumea. The village shares a common cold room for fish and other goods. These are traditional canoes. We're at St. Joseph's Bay. This is a monument to those lost at sea. This small chapel was built in 2008. It was a great help to those in this part of the island who had to travel a great distance to get to church, some of them walking or riding horses. The island has a military police force called gendarme. There isn't much crime on the island, but there are conflicts that need to be resolved from time to time. I'm going to meet the keeper of the grotto. Her name is Julie. We're trekking through the jungle to visit a grotto, where we'll learn the story of a young Cuny woman named Kuniche, more commonly known by her baptism name, Queen Hortense. She was named heir by her father, the king. The local culture was very male-dominated, so many didn't take well to this. Hortense had to flee from those who wanted her dead at the age of 7. She hid out in this grotto, filled with limestone stalactites and stalagmites, for 6 months, during 1855 and 1856. Food was lowered through a hole in the ceiling. Thick jungle kept her safe from discovery. Eventually, Hortense was allowed to obtain the title of queen, but she had to marry her cousin, which she did. Her dynasty continues to this day. The current High Chief and Mayor is a direct descendant of Kuniche. She was trained by the missionaries and was known as one of the most intelligent women on Isle of Pines. She was able to pass on literacy to other women on the island. Wow, that place was cool. So from here back to Grande Terre is 70 kilometres. Just a little swim. We found ruins of another prison. The largest prison is back where we landed. This is a 3-star hotel. There's also a 5-star on the other side of the island. We loved learning all about the island, especially the history, but now that it was over, it was back to Sacred Rock to try a hand at snorkeling once again. There were fish down there somewhere, and I was going to find them. Oh, I've got the camera set to upside down mode. Easier to do underwater stuff with the fishies. That was amazing. It had been an amazing day, but it was time to leave paradise. For the tail animal of the day, and today it is a turtle! And there's his mate!
Bye, Isle Pines.
So after a really big day on the island, we've decided to have tea at the buffet tonight.
Daddy, did you actually know that?
Well, the Isle of Pines was absolute paradise. I got to swim with fish and take footage of them, and we learned all sorts of interesting things about the island. It was great. What was your favourite thing about Isle of Pines, Harry?
Don't know.
Oh, that was really exciting, that one. What was your favourite thing about Isle of Pines, Chloe?
Swimming.
What about you, Mum?
Tour of the island and getting to see how they live.
So apparently it was still kind of dicey weather today, but the captain did make the decision that we could go ashore, and the guys who drive the tenders are really good at their job, and they got us all to the island and back safely. So we were really glad. We had an absolutely amazing day, and yeah, we're just grateful.
And we have
had
the
that
sunburn to prove it.
Oh yeah. We did use sunscreen. You should always use sunscreen. Yeah, so I hope you've enjoyed it half as much as we did. And we'll see you in the next episode, which will be a sea day. We're heading back to Sydney. So...
I don't want to go back to Sydney.
Oh, Sydney's cool. Good night!
Bye-bye!
Let's cruise forever and ever and ever. Yay!